chime into a little bit. But yeah, I just wanted to really just reiterate what we went over last month, which is the most common objections, how to really ask the right questions when you're about to have a phone call or a Zoom call with a potential customer. And when it comes to actually presenting and bringing value to the table, um, I actually learned this from Gary Vaynerchuk, jab, 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 right hook. It's a great, great, great book and great analogy that really shows how to convey value before asking for a sale. And I think that's just really important, especially all of us Forex advisors, right? Affiliates that are using platforms like Instagram and Snapchat and Facebook to bring value to the table, curate interest, and then set up the appointment. So it's a perfect book that I would recommend to all of you guys because you're literally in a market where you're making transactions not on an e-commerce platform. You're not doing it on a regular website. You're not going to Amazon.com. It's a social network. And people are transacting not through Blue Capital first, but through the individual first from what they see through your Instagram, for instance. So Josh is a great example of, bringing value to the table, curating interest, and then setting that appointment up to educate them about what he actually does, and then also ending up closing that deal. So, jab, 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 right hook is essentially a great analogy to say before you set up an appointment, before you start, posting profits and say, hey, here's the link, here's my affiliate link, sign up. That's an immediate right hook. And so when you do stuff like that, you're not necessarily going to knock that customer out, right? Like you're not going to get that sell because nobody likes being sold. So for instance, if Josh were to just send over an affiliate link, um, he might not get that many sales because it's not the product that people are wanting. It's the value that they want first. And if they get the value first, and you guys can actually educate and bring value to the table, show people how to actually showcase like what you guys are doing and how they can actually make money in the market first. If they see they can make money in the market first, they're going to sign up. But I think what most people are doing, and I'm not pointing fingers at anybody, but I think someone who is just very ambitious in general wants to go straight into the close and say, hey, like, this is really, really great. Like, this is my chart. Like, this is what you need to do. Like, everything's going to be good. Just here's the link. And then it's only $150 a month. So you're going in for the kill right away. And jab, 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 right hook is a great short book. It's easy to read because it's Gary Vaynerchuk that shows you like this is what you need to do on social media platforms, convey value, 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 value first, and then ask for the close. So the value is the jab, jab, jab. The right hook is the close. And right now, because transparency is so key to actually providing value, you definitely will be put in a category like, oh, this guy's very salesy. If we all continue to just post profits and say swipe up to get started today, swipe up to change your life. It's just very cheesy, and people aren't going to trust you. So number one, when you guys are showcasing things on social media, try to teach them something. That's actually the most value that you can actually give away. And it's going to do two things for your potential customers. It's going to create trust, and you're going to build credibility at the same time, because it's like, wow, like he's not actually trying to get anything from me. He's actually giving me keys for free. So I wonder what Blue Capital actually has to offer behind the scenes if he's already given me so many keys for free on Instagram. And so that's more of a jab because you guys are now put in a position where like I don't have anything to lose, right? You guys don't have anything to lose. You guys have everything to gain. So I'd be more than willing to show you what a support and resistance is and do like a little 30-second video clip of what that is and really tie in like this is what I do for a living and this is how I make money and you can too, and then go for the swipe up. You know what I'm saying? And that's a jab right hook. So I would just recommend getting in the mindset of jab right hook, or value, teach somebody, teach somebody, and then right hook. And I see Josh already doing it naturally. He'll do lifestyle stuff, and then he'll actually pull up an ADX chart and say this is what it is. This is a pullback. And then later on down the road, he has a swipe up or say, set up a consultation. So that's a perfect example of jab, right hook. So I would definitely recommend duplicating the same thing, very similar to what Josh is doing right now. You guys have any questions about jab, right hook? Yes.
So I noticed that with Josh, he had a bio and then you took it off, Josh. Is there a reason why?
Yeah.
I've noticed that you also don't really post. You don't post too much about Forex until like certain times, or you only first post certain things. Like you don't really post your affiliate link, which I'm kind of curious. Is it like you want someone just to try to reel them in, and then boom, right when they buy it, you kind of swipe up if you're interested?
I took my bio out and just have my Calendly link, mainly because if you just do one swipe on your timeline, I guarantee you at least 5 people have Forex investor, mentor, or some type of motivational, speaker in their bios. You want to separate yourself from everyone else. So just me having my link, it kind of keeps it, business professional. I'm not, putting myself out there like I'm everyone else. I just have strictly my link. If you want to learn what Forex is, let's talk business, let's talk money, schedule 30 minutes with you. And, we could chat up, whenever, it's convenient for you. And as far as like the posting goes, I'm very strategic how I post. I know people don't want to see Forex all day long. Yeah. So, I like to post, when I go out with, I like to post more of like engagement, like the office. Like people like seeing, the office environment, having somewhere to go, to study, to get help, to get hands-on training, to have people above them that know what they're doing. People, the reason people, click your link and click, for a consultation, because they see you as a leader.
Yep.
They don't see you as someone who's trying to get started on trading and learning themselves. They see you as someone who's been doing it, someone who's confident in their skill set and doesn't need a sign up or a sale. So when I get on the phone with people, I'm not even selling them. I'm just educating them on what Forex is and what Blue Capital FX has to offer. Yeah. And at the end of the conversation, I just tell them like, look, I'm going to send you a basic video on what Forex is, because I'm a visual person. Check out this little 2-minute video on what Forex is. I'm going to send you another video, which is Rocky speaking, her little YouTube video. And I tell them, watch that, just to recap our conversation we had today. She kind of go into like the products and services. And then I send them the link to my personal like affiliate link or whatever. Mm-hmm. What I learned is people don't just swipe up and click your link and sign up. Ever.
You gotta build the value
first. They're not going to just, I like what Forex has to offer. Let me sign up on this link. You have to have a conversation with them. I am never, ever, ever DMing someone or texting someone what Forex is. Yeah. I'm always jumping on the phone.
Yeah.
It's more personal. And when you jump on the phone, they hear your excitement and confidence when you're talking to them.
Yeah.
You'll never see me texting someone on what Forex is or trying to explain over a text. Because when you text someone and instead of calling them, you sound kind of like robotic and like you really don't know what you're doing.
Can't
like,
hear the enthusiasm.
Yeah,
you
like-
can't hear the cadence.
Yeah, the information you're giving them is kind of slow and delayed.
It's very, very, very
and
slow.
it's a lot of times the shit they could just Google.
Mhm.
When you jump on the phone with them and have a conversation with them, get to know
Yeah,
more
100%.
about them. You tailor the company to them.
And so going back into that, so like, jab, 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 right hook is, educating, bringing value to the table first, and then, setting up a consultation and then going in for a close. But the second part is kind of like what we're talking about right now, which is, you definitely need to get on a Zoom call or the phone, because it's very similar to reading a blog and learning something or watching a YouTube video. You're going to get a lot more information at a way, way, way faster pace looking for the answer via YouTube, right? It's 2 minutes, you get the answer, you learn how to, do something, and then you're on your merry way. So that's what people are doing right now. They're pretty much being lazy, like, hey, like how does this work? Is it real? Can I make money? Absolutely. And then you send a couple of sentences and then you hit them with the link and then you cross your fingers to hopefully like sign somebody up. Well, what you're doing is you're doing the blog, right? It's boring. You don't know if they're actually still interested or not. But when you have a very, very engaging, like Josh said, an engaging conversation, now you're putting them into a different category where they can hear you, see your emotions, see your excitement, and say, wow, like, okay, I got all this information in a 10-minute conversation versus texting back and forth for a whole week. And then that individual still doesn't even know what he's getting himself into because there's a lack of information. So I would highly recommend 100% of the time getting on a Zoom call if they have that capacity to do that. And then secondly, just get on the phone call. Either or, that's going to be 10 times more powerful than DMing them back on Instagram or whatever platform you guys are using to say, hey, like, this is what Blue Cap is about. So, engagement and just really setting out 10 to 15 minutes to actually talk to these individuals. I'm telling you, it's very powerful. 10 to 15 minute conversation can make you a sale. So I would definitely shy away from, the whole messaging aspect, put in a little bit more effort to really get them to, set up that consultation, put your game face on, get professional. And then right on that conversation, they'll start hitting you with questions. And then now you have something value to give them, which is, all right, cool. Like, here's my story. This is what I've seen. This is what my other people are doing in Blue Cap. And this is what you can actually do as well.
And what I personally do on my actual IG where I post pictures, I don't even post anything about charts or trading or anything. My Instagram is strictly for lifestyle, family, friends, girlfriend, all that stuff. I show like a lifestyle. Yeah. For my story, that's where I go crazy on the trading. Like I'm showing the office, the profits, the environment we're in, the trips, at dinner, making money, with 100%. MetaTrader 4 still. On the stories, I'm all trading. Like it's about 80% trading, 20% personal stuff.
Yeah.
And you don't want to overdo it with the trading. Like as far as like the content goes, you don't want to try to sell people. You just want to, like if you watch my story today, you'll see like I kind of did a breakdown of how it is when you get a signal, know, and it breaks it down into detail. Like, okay, you'll get this signal. Ken will tell you what pair he's looking at. Yep. He'll tell you the entry price to come in at. It takes 30 seconds to copy and paste. He'll give you a stop loss, which is your safety net. Not going into detail what a stop loss is and a pip count. I tell them they're 10 cents. A 0.10 lot size is worth $1 in the Forex market.
He's breaking
your
it down,
broker that. I tell them a 1.00, your dollar's worth $10 in the Forex market. And I kind of paint the picture. And I get into like the take profit levels. I'll tell them like, okay, if you hit take profit, 1, 2, and 3 for 30, 60, 90 pips, depending on your lot size, if you have a 0.10, that's $30, $60, $90. If you have a standard, that's $300, $600, $900. So I'll rarely post like profits. If I do post profits, it's me like, showing, it's like a screen record of me showing the chart, showing MetaTrader app, because it kind of make them ask a question like, hey, what app is this? What is this? And then, from there, I tell them like, hey, if you want to know more about it, schedule, 30-minute consultation with me and we could jump on the phone. And I'll leave it at that. And I make it seem like not to be cocky, like like the 30 minutes that you schedule, make sure you have questions and bring value to the conversation. I'm not about to bullshit with you.
Yeah, and they can hear it on the phone. Like when someone is actually interested in what you're doing and they're actually interested in Forex or trading in general, they need you. You don't need them. You know what I mean? And you want to have that confidence where, you're leading them in the right direction. You're, being very consultative and you're saying, hey, like, this is what's possible. Because as soon as it flips to you need them or you're eager to make that $100 commission, then how you convey the value is going to be completely different. And people are going to be able to hear that. And once you come off eager, then they're going to start asking like, oh, do you make commissions off of me? Stuff like that. And so you don't want to have those kind of questions because, like I said, they're going to be very, very inquisitive. And as soon as they hear or feel that you're making money off of them, then they're going to be a little bit more hesitant and they're not going to trust you as much because now they feel like they're just a dollar sign to you versus you actually helping them out.
Yeah. And for that question, like Nate said, do you make money off like the signups? I don't go around it, but I kind of do. Like I kind of tell them like, look, you're coming in strictly as a student. I don't even know what, because I don't even talk about, the compensation plan in the conversation. Necessary. So I'm like, I don't even know what, brought that to your mind. You have to learn how to trade first before you try to do anything. So you're going to come in strictly as a student. You're a student first before you do anything else. You have to learn this skill set. So I pretty much tell them like, look, everyone coming in is a student. They learn this skill set, and that's where the money comes from. 100%. If they hit you on some, later down the road after they sign up and, they have a better understanding of what Forex is, and they're interested in referring people, that's when I'll probably bring it up to them.
Right.
But it's like a job application. Do you think they're worthy of being an affiliate? Mm-hmm. I'm not just giving affiliate to someone just because they know someone who wants to trade. Exactly. This isn't multi-level marketing. You could take that sign up, but for someone who actually knows how to trade and wants to take advantage of the affiliate side, you could kind of tell in their tone of voice whether they're excited about the affiliate side or discouraged that we're making money off of them. So you can kind of read their voice. And that's why it's important to jump on the phone with them, because you could kind of, read how they react to certain things you said.
Yeah, it's just like going to a party, like there's certain people who, group together in one area, and then some people feel a little isolated, and then you got a different area where, they feel lonely and they want to be a part of something. And that's social intelligence, and it's very hard to be emotionally intelligent through texting or DMing people. And so when you're on the phone or on a Zoom chat, you can see their micro emotions in their eyes and their eyebrows, right? Or if they're scratching their head, right? What does that mean? That's that means they're a little on defense. They're not really agreeing with what you're saying. And the better you get at actually talking to people and building relationships and being understanding, which is major key, you'll be able to be more consultative versus just a salesperson.
Yeah, and when they sign up through your schedule link, you got them. Like, it's a closed deal. Like 9 times out of 10, I'll look at my Outlook schedule and I'll be, okay, we have 8 people today. Those are 8 signups, and I call it off that, because no one's going to go out their way, schedule appointment, put in their information if they weren't interested.
They're highly interested.
When you jump on the phone with them, it should be at least minimum 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
You're going through the entire thing thoroughly, whether they are familiar with trading or not. I pretty much tell people, if they're not with Blue Capital, they learn the wrong way.
Right.
And I tell them straight up, whatever you learn, just forget about it. We're going to teach you the right way.
Yeah.
And you got to have that type of confidence when you're talking to people. And when you get on the phone with them, you kind of have to, like, you're affiliate. So it's kind of like your stuff. It is your business.
Yeah, it is.
So you got to kind of own it. Like, you're the boss. And you got to, leverage Ken and Nate and Heather and their leadership. Anytime I jump on the phone, I go through the intro on what, first off, I get to know them, if they have a family, if, where they work, what city they're in. Now I bust a question out like, okay, have you heard of Forex, or is it pretty new to you? Now I get into what Forex is, give a couple of demonstrations and examples. Now I tell them, what Blue Capital does for, people who want to learn this skill set. And then, a lot of time I don't even mention price because they're already sold. They're like, yeah, send me the link. And
just this ties back into, the appointment. So, when someone sets up an appointment, that is a true definition of a hot lead, right? Are you guys familiar with cold leads, warm leads, and hot leads, guys?
Yes.
Okay, great. So when someone sets up an appointment, right, they take their time out of their day to put in their name, email, fill out the little questionnaire, right? Like Josh said, they're doing it for a reason, and the likelihood of that person signing up is going to be very, very, very high. Someone that's DMing you on Instagram and saying, hey, like, does this actually work? ? That would be considered a warm lead. And so you want to focus on people who are actually setting up appointments with you versus someone that's messaging you. And the closer you can get them to a hot lead, which is the appointment, then you'll be able to kind of get closer to, hey, like, I'm really excited for you to get started. I'm going to send you the link. It's a 5-minute process to get you started, and put your credit card number in there, whatever. But most of the time when someone sets up an appointment, they probably just have a couple of questions that they need to get off of their head. It's mostly just a reassuring conversation. Like, hey, like, I had a couple questions about this. How does this work? And you're literally holding their hand and saying, everything's going to be okay. I'm ready to get you started. Boom. And then they sign up. So that's why Josh is excited when he gets his appointments, because he knows that he just needs to answer a couple of questions for them, hold their hand, and say, hey, it's a really simple process to get you started. I'm going to send you these links. All you got to do is put in your name, info, credit card number, and then after you sign up, boom, 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 right? So thirdly, so jab, right hook, right? Number one is, value, educate, and then, hit them with set up an appointment, right? You don't want to just continuously say, set up an appointment, like, hey, like, this is Forex. It's going to backfire on you. I just promise you that. And then secondly, cold, warm, hot, right? Differentiate and know what type of person you want to talk to, because if you're prioritizing the wrong people, right? Like, you can have 10 DMs and one appointment. I swear that one appointment is going to be much more valuable than the 10 people that have been, asking vague questions about, hey, does this actually work? How long you been doing this? Hey, if you really want to talk, put time on my calendar. I ain't got time.
And you could kind of set, kind of separate the bullshitters from the people who really want to do this.
100%.
Because if they don't schedule an appointment, then they're not serious.
They're not
If
serious.
they schedule an appointment, you just got to find you just got to find that one thing that they're looking for,
Exactly.
whether it's a team environment, whether it's an office to actually go to and trade, whether it's the accuracy of the signals, whether, it's the live London sessions and Zoom calls where they could get that hands-on training. You kind of have to touch all those areas in the conversation. And then you could kind of tell, like, if the person you're talking with kind of elaborates on one section of, those couple that I mentioned, then you found their hot spot. What, their values and their interests are.
Yeah. And how you really get that out of people is not telling them the pros and cons of, Forex and why it's so good. It's really being open-ended and saying, hey, like, have you been in a trading organization before? And if so, tell me why you got into trading. And then they'll tell you exactly why they got into trading, right? Maybe they want to save time. They want to eventually quit their job, or they wanted to have extra income. Boom, right? You didn't have to pull it from them. You just asked them a simple open-ended question, and now they're spilling the beans and telling you why, and the reason why they want to join. Does anybody not know what an open-ended question is?
I know what that is.
Okay, cool. Angel, you good with that, right? I'm going to assume yes, because you've been on the other Zoom calls. So yeah, open-ended questions is pretty much like, hey, like,
The opposite from yes.
exactly. Yes or no question is like, are you interested in trading? Yes or no. They can say no, right? And then the sale's over. But if you ask them, hey, like, tell me a little bit about why you're so interested in Forex, that can go so many ways. And they're going to tell you, oh, wow, like, well, I know a lot of people who trade. I like the team culture. I like the idea of making money from my phone. I like the lifestyle that it's going to give you, right? And you can take all that ammo and say, okay, great. And now you can guide this person in the right direction by really making your conversation flow to what he wants or she wants, right? Because if you're selling a lifestyle and you're talking about lifestyle to a person who just wants time with their family, then there's going to be a disconnect. And so when you ask these open-ended questions, like, tell me why you've been considering trading, you want to really pay attention and start understanding why this person's so interested. And if you can tie that into, okay, great, well, the main reason why I joined and the main reason why I would highly recommend getting started with Blue Capital FX is not only do I have time, but I also have time to actually spend with my family, which is so important to me. And now you're on the same page with that individual, and they're going to be more willing to, really understand Forex a little bit more than just Forex is just really good for you, because now we have a common theme, which is family, right? So yeah, really focus on open-ended questions, so that way you can figure out exactly why they're interested in trading. So that way you can customize your conversation or your Zoom call with them and eventually get them on board. Cool.
What's up, Zach? How you doing, man?
So yeah,
What's up? I'm just stopping in real quick because I know I'm about to throw on a movie. I'm about to watch Tag, but I'm gonna definitely attend the live the recording later.
Yeah, definitely.
Check everything out, see what I missed.
Yeah, I'll send it down. It's a brief overview, just like fundamentals of, guiding, potential customers in the right direction, being very, very consultative, and always providing value. I think everyone should, when you set up an appointment, teach them at least one thing. If you can teach them one thing, you're going to win. You're going to win. And that's why Josh has signed up more than, how many people have you signed up in the last month? Like over 70?
About 77.
77 people in a month, because he's not, trying to hit him over the head with a right hook. He's jabbing, 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 educating people, doing lifestyle stuff, curating interests. And then he says, all right, if you want to learn more, hit me up. He's not coming off eager. And people know he's not coming off eager, and people are flocking to him left and right.
And I definitely leverage like my team and like the company's success. There's people watching you.
Oh yeah,
if
they're
you
always
have
watching.
Forex in your bio or you do anything Forex related, they're watching you and they're comparing. They're comparing you to the competition. That's why you may get that question. And do you get paid off signups?
Yeah.
Like I don't even entertain that. Like, I don't even know why you brought
Yeah.
that up. Like, this is for traders,
Yeah.
This is a platform made by traders for traders.
100%.
And it really just, at the end of the day, you just want to educate them and bring value to the conversation when you finally get them on the phone. What I personally do, I like to break down what pips are, and I like leveraging Ken as far as the education he brings to the company.
Yep.
And I tell them, like, while they're going through the academy, I know a lot of people want to see money coming in. They just don't want to, go through the academy and not see any money. So I tell them, like, you could practice with the demo. And if you're comfortable enough to take the signals, you can, take the free signals that Ken provides them. I tell him he's very transparent with his wins and losses as well. And I tell him, we definitely win more than we lose.
Yeah, for sure.
And what I like to pretty much, focus on is the live London sessions. Like the academy, that's like the prerequisite. The money, the $150 they're paying for is the trading environment, the Zoom calls, the Telegram chats, and the live London sessions where they can click the link and jump on the call with the CEO and ask him questions.
Yeah.
Why they draw their Fibonacci this way, why you set your support resistance lines here, what's a spread, what does this mean when my margin level gets to 100?
Yep.
And they'll be be able to ask those questions, whereas going to Google or YouTube to try to find the answer.
100%.
So the main money that they're paying for is low key the signals and the Zoom calls.
Yeah.
So I know a lot of times when people get signed up, they just forget about the education, just want to take the signals.
Yeah.
You kind of have to drill in their heads like, hey, this is a Zoom call. You want to make sure you have your notepad ready and pull up TradingView while you're on the Zoom call.
Oh, and then really important. So, because we got 2 minutes left in the Zoom call, really setting the expectation for these new customers, right? Like, we don't want to sell anybody a dream. We want to be very, very realistic with, people's learning curves and how long it's going to take, and how long the average person takes to actually get confidence to start taking their own trades, right? I've heard that, some people say like, oh, it's only $150 just to get them in real quick. And then next month they cancel their membership. And, if you have enough confidence and you believe in, what this is about, you shouldn't have to finesse that person and say, oh, it's only $150. You should be able to confidently say, hey, typically our customers at Blue Capital FX start seeing results within 3 to 6 months. And what that's going to do for you, it's going to not only give you the fundamentals on how to trade, but you're going to be able to confidently enter the market and start making your own money within 6 months.
Yeah, and
so
break
what
down
that's
like
going
the
to
different
do,
stages.
yeah, and what that's going to do is it's going to give them a realistic projection of, okay, well, I need to be in the academy for at least 3 months. I need to be in the academy for at least 6 months. And what that's going to do, it's going to help you keep these customers for at least 3 to 6 months because they have the right expectation. But if you don't really set that expectation for this individual, right, they might think, okay, great, like I'm just going to take these signals and start making a lot of money. And then once they don't make money, they're going to get upset. And then they're going to email me and say, hey, thank you for the opportunity, but I can't do this anymore. Can you cancel my membership? So guys, the biggest takeaway is jab, 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 right hook. I would highly recommend YouTubing that or even buying the book and just learning that concept. Number two, prioritize cold, warm, and hot leads. And then number three, always educate and provide more value.
We have 5 seconds, by the way.
All right, guys. So that's it for today. Good luck.
Why we ended on like, sheesh.
All right,
Oh,
cool.
shit.
Hey, good luck.
Yeah,
That was good.
absolutely.
That was solid.
That was dope.
Yeah, 1 hour, right? That was
Yeah.
1 hour. Yeah, that's good.
Damn, that hour went by quick.
Yeah, super quick. It was spitting keys. All right. Let's
Hell
come
yeah.
and see what's up. Let's stop this.